Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all doing very, very well. On May 7th of 2024, Marty, DeGarmo, and Chris Johnson of the Onpassive scam went live. There is a little part of this that I want to react to where Marty is discussing turning to Ash as a friend would for some help, and I found it very interesting. I hope you do too. So without further ado, I'll roll my intro and we'll get right into it.
Karma's a bitch.
So as I stated, Marty is talking about his struggles as he always does in the MLM industry and how those MLM things are awful. And he just really wanted to find the one that would give back to the people, you know? And he starts talking about how he went to Ash for help. And listen to how he explains this and why he says he shouldn't have done it.
Leave just to look at what happened. Look at what's happened to Onpassive. Not the bad stuff. Yeah, bad stuff happened. I'm gonna confess something to you guys. It wasn't long ago. I vented to the very person that's putting up with all the crap. Yeah. I vented to the very person that's taking all the heat. And what did he do? He comforted me. I felt like a jackass. Okay. I felt like a mule.
This is bizarre because the relationship that Marty DeGarmo often describes to having with Mr. Ashraf Mufara, CEO of Onpassive, is one of friendship. It goes beyond just Ash being a CEO and Marty DeGarmo being an O-founder, of course. He often describes it as a friendship. And so you would think that in a friendship, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but you should be able to go to your friends, should be a two-way street. They can come to you, you can go to them. When you're stressed, when you have something to talk about, even when you're happy, you just want to share an experience, you know? But the way Marty describes it here is that Ash is like some being that takes all the heat from Onpassive. Like he's some kind of god, you know? It's weird. And how dare Marty turn to him in his time of need? He should only be there for Ash. You know what I mean?
But I didn't want to go to anybody else. I get so frustrated to know that something this good for so many people, for continents, will be changed. And people say, who the freak do you think you are? I don't know. Who did everybody else that was successful in doing something enormous, who did they think they were? They believed they could. They built something to make it happen, and it happened.
Marty, you're only describing the little engine that could, okay? Everyone else worked very, very hard to get to where they are today. The working hard part is the part that none of you want to do, right? After all, that's why you joined Onpassive. Does it all for you, you know? Don't insult people like that.
You're not going to go to the moon on a bottle rocket. You have to build a rocket that'll make it there. Ash Mufara, his team, his tech team, his brains, their brains,
Building rockets?
made a rocket and a blanket that will cover the earth and help people around the world. It's fact.
No,
So
it's not.
Don't sweat the small stuff. I want you to get out mentally and write your ending chapter of what you want. Yes, things happen. Things happen. Somebody else, I don't know why God had let this happen. You know why things happen that we don't like, and some of them are pretty nasty? Because he gave us a gift. And with that gift comes sometimes bad things. It's called choice. There's enough money in the world right now that no child, no one would be going without water.
Yeah.
And because we didn't follow one commandment, love thy neighbor as thyself, because if we loved our neighbor as ourselves, and I'm not talking about the clown next door, I'm talking our neighbor of the world.
I don't understand why you're making this a religious thing again. It seems like every single time I watch these two now, their live streams either turn into some kind of prayer session or they're bringing the Bible up and comparing like Ash to Jesus. And that's why it's so weird here that Marty was like, oh, I can't believe that I went to the guy that takes all of the heat for the Onpassive stuff with my problems when he often describes Ash as a friend.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
They put him on a pedestal and they put Onpassive on this pedestal and they have no reason to do so. Ash hasn't done a damn thing that he's promised. Nothing has worked out as it was supposed to in this thing. And it's being sued by the SEC. Ash had $108 million and he just spent it on himself and his own family. He didn't do a thing to help anyone else. So why would I then believe that in future when he gets more money, he's going to then use that money to help anyone? And I feel like a lot of the people that join Onpassive joined it because they need money. So their money is going to go for their bills to their family. It's not really going to be a humanitarian project or a movement that saves humanity, as you keep saying.
Nobody'd be thirsty. Nobody would be hungry. There's enough resource there to make it happen. Right now, you have to print more money. Don't print another dime. And the rich people would still be rich.
All right, so why don't you tell Mr. Ash Mufareh, your buddy that takes all the heat for Onpassive, to cash out the over $1 million of crypto he has in a crypto account and start building some water filtration systems. If the water thing is bothering you, Marty, as much as it bothers me, especially the fact that you actually sought out places that were lacking clean water and then promised them water filtration systems and clean water specifically. You looked these people in the eyes on webinars and said to them, we will do this for you. And like I said, Ash has had $108 million from the company, and he didn't build one water filtration system. Does that not bother you, Marty? Because it seems like people not having clean water to drink bothers you, and it should. It also bothers me. I don't know how it's 2024, and there are even places here in Canada, places in the USA that don't have access to clean water. It astounds me that this is still a problem in our world as well. So, bothers both of us. Great. We have a common ground there. Ash could have done some things for these people to help with that. He did not. You have to realize that, Marty. That's why when you sit out here making these promises, I feel the need to kind of like check you and be like, I don't think that this is going to happen like you think it is. Marty, you're in another one. And I know that this one really hurts because again, Ash is supposed to be your buddy, your pal.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
But this is just like all the other MLMs. And you're starting to look dumb doing this every day. You need to stop it. Stop going there.
Stop going there.
And the poor people would be eating and having water to drink.
Mm-hmm.
That was a choice.
Uh-huh.
Somebody made a choice not to help everyone else. They put in they give you the show that it's happening, but it didn't happen. You can't tell me it could be done.
Human beings are selfish creatures. Out of all the creatures in the world, we are the most selfish. People will do what's in their best interest and their family's best interest before they help other people.
Numbers don't lie.
That's why I don't think you guys are going to do anything.
So
else.
that was the choice. And you have to go with the flow. God didn't make robots. He gave us the choice to do whatever we want.
What?
And you have to live with that. If we loved our neighbor, we wouldn't be bombing each other. And how do I know? I went to Russia. I've been to China. I went to Taiwan. And I met all these so-called enemies. And guess what? Somebody forgot to tell the people. They're not mad at us.
All right, I'm going to stop it there. We don't need to get into all of this again because, again, with all of the money that Onpassive has made so far, haven't done anything for anyone other than Ash taking the money for himself. And if you want proof of that, all you have to do is go and read the Securities and Exchange Commission litigation with Onpassive. I'm not just saying that. I'm not making it up. They looked at his funds and where they went to and broke it down in there. All right, I don't have access to his bank accounts, but they do. I just wanted to make it a point to prove that even Marty puts Ash up on that pedestal and looks at him like this godly figure, even though he describes him as a friend.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
And it just kind of goes to show you how deep the indoctrination goes. Marty should be looking at Ash more of an equal, right? Especially since he's at the top of this thing. So I want you to think, like, if Marty's looking at him like that, it gives you a little bit of perspective on why the people at the bottom would then be idolizing Ash Mufareh when people like Marty and Chris do. You know? And he's supposed to be their friend.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I guess he actually isn't anyone's friend, huh? Let me know what you guys think about this down below. I wanted to make this short, sweet, to the point, so I hope that I did. I just really wanted this in record that, you know, Marty, even though he says that Ash and he are kind of friends, you know, they text, they talk, they've known each other for years, he still, like, looks at him as this godly figure that he would burden with his struggles. And I mean, one of the first rules about being a good friend is that your friends should be able to turn to you with their struggles. Maybe that's just me though. So let me know what you think down below. And no matter where you are, what you're doing, I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you all very, very soon with another one. Mwah! Bye! And remember, don't join it. It's a scam. A pyramid-shaped one.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
And what did he do? He comforted me. I felt like a jackass. Okay? I felt like a mule.
Call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a god.